You're watching the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. Now here's your hosts, Tom, Nick, and Dave. It's you, it's me, it's N.R.D. It's you, it's me, it's N.R.D. Uh-huh. Let's start the show.
That is right, ladies and gentlemen. It is you, it is me, it is JPND. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the Wrestling Nerd Broadcast. By the time this airs, there will be just one more episode left on the Tom Says Highway to Mania we're on. So it's Tom Says Highway to Mania Eve. And ladies and gentlemen, I teased this on last week's episode of the broadcast. I have a huge announcement regarding the predictions contest in which I will reclaim my crown. And that announcement is that at WrestleMania, it will in fact be myself taking on JP, taking on Tom, taking on my sister Kathleen, taking on King Jonathan Mayer. A fatal five-way. Now, usually what we do is we sit here and we go through each match and we pick our winners. There are pros, there are cons to that. Pro, it's another video to be out there for all 6 people to watch. The con is it takes a long time to edit. We also have to remember who picked what as we go. So I am calling that for the first time, we are going to submit our answers to one scorekeeper. We will not know who won the crown until the broadcast after Mania.
Yeah.
And that scorekeeper will reveal the winner. So we will submit our picks to one person. That person will keep score during Mania.
I'm going to go ahead and say, since I have not punched my crown or my ticket to this crown match, it seems, as you just named off all the names, and my name was not included in that list, that I will take on the prestigious honor of being the scorekeeper.
That's very fair.
I
didn't want to put that on you. I know you got responsibility kids. I know you'll be watching Mania to keep
I think
score.
I can figure it out. I'm gonna try to watch WrestleMania.
But I figured this way we can all watch WrestleMania without having to worry like, oh my God, I need this one, and then you're eliminated and you're just rest of WrestleMania is ruined for you. So we will not know who is the king of the nerds till the night after WrestleMania.
Now, can I
Raw?
manipulate the vote in any way, shape, or form to make it how I want it to be? Or does that
no.
Yeah.
No,
As long as
this is
Dave
fair
doesn't
and partial. Fair and impartial.
Yeah,
So,
except for Dave.
So yes, manipulate the vote.
I will leave a negative 5-star review on your AquaCare Pool Center.
I don't care.
Wow.
I got enough pulls. I'm all right.
Wow.
But speaking of pools, speaking of things you jump into, ladies and gentlemen, if you were getting married or you're having a sweet 16 or jumping into some sort of life event in which you need a DJ, you need to remember, for the best in entertainment, there is only one choice.
That's right.
DJ DaveCTheVoice.
On the ones and twos.
Yep.
Something else you need to jump into, folks, is NXT. And they have jumped the gun. They have put the NXT title on Tony D'Angelo. Everyone.
Did it stand and deliver for you?
You think jump the gun? I think it was graduation day. It felt like graduation day to me. Although you think Joe Hendry's not going to show up at the Raw after Mania, and
I'll say this: I'm just very selfishly, since I am going to NXT's house show this Friday night in White Plains, and if you're there, say hi to me. I wanted to hear Joe Hendry's music. So
he'll probably be there. He's not going to.
It'd be great if he is. I'd also like to point out this: why does Tony D'Angelo look like the Marty Scurll 2-Up?
Oh, maybe it's Marty. Maybe it's Marty in disguise.
I was watching it, and I looked over at my desk and went, wait a second.
He's like the mafia dude, right? I haven't watched NXT.
Yes, he is the mafia dude. But,
wow.
And tell me I'm wrong. Tell me it doesn't give kind of Tony D'Angelo vibes.
That definitely, it's a very powerful look.
I felt like Joe Hendry would do better on the main roster.
Crowbar instead of an umbrella.
With his I like a lot of like the little vignettes he does where he I just feel like it would be better suited on the main roster.
I thought it was going to happen after he had that match with Randy Orton. That I thought he's going to end up being main roster. I was a little surprised that he wasn't. I mean, I think that him and oh god, what's Mariah May's NXT name?
Like Monroe.
Yeah, I think she's gonna get moved up too.
That her theme song slaps so hard. Like it is 2012 club banger, and I want to play it at an event. So, ladies and gentlemen, if you are a wrestling fan and you are having an event and you want Blake Monroe's theme song played,
Yes.
hire me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm shocked Sol Ruka won. I figured she'd put Zarya over and then Sol's an NX a call up after Mania.
I don't think she's a call up after me. I think Zarya's a call up.
You think so?
Yeah.
Oh.
I think Zarya makes more sense because Zarya doesn't look like all the other girls on the main roster. That's a big problem.
Yes.
She's got there's too many girls that look like her already.
Which is fair.
And which,
I think she's a hybrid of them though. Because yes, she's a beautiful blonde who's athletic, but like she's kind of an alternative version of that.
I think she's a fantastic wrestler.
She's got
we're based on
Lita
wrestling
vibes almost a little bit.
Yes.
I mean, if she I just think she's got too similar of a look to a lot of what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
And not based on her wrestling. I think wrestling wise, I think she's definitely ready to go. I just don't think that gimmick wise.
I just figured there's so much story left to tell for Zarya in NXT than there is Sol, which is just kind of what I based it off of.
So was tonight the last big event before Mania? Does NXT have anything going on Mania weekend?
No, they moved Stand and Deliver up.
Okay, so it's basically this is the last thing until Mania. Besides TV.
Yeah.
But they're then that's why I'm saying it was graduation day.
Yeah, wow.
That's the way it's always been with NXT.
So what did they replace on Mania weekend? AAA?
No, Mania.
They used to Stand and Deliver like 12 in the afternoon,
okay.
And I'm just imagine going to that. That's such a long day.
I mean, WrestleMania is a long day to begin with.
There's so much. So if you include all the indie stuff, and you could go 24 hours.
Oh, easily.
Isn't there like Joey Janela do stuff at 3 a.m. and stuff like crazy?
The collective will do stuff overnight. Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
In 2019, when Mania was in New Jersey at MetLife, do you know how many events you went to over the course of those days?
That
Mania
entire
weekend?
week. That entire week.
Okay, I started on Thursday.
I started on Tuesday, and I didn't stop until Tuesday.
Fair.
And so that was exhausting, and that was a million indie shows, like 2 shows a day minimum, plus access, plus other things. Like the day of Mania, I went to the Bullet Club block party across the street.
Okay.
And hung out with Jay White and all of the Tongans and
see Meng try and kill Simon Miller.
I saw I was actually right there. If you watch the video, you can actually see me there. I
was at the What Culture live show that weekend.
Meng is that man. I saw him. I was talking to Tonga Loa, and he was just joking around, and he said something, and Meng made a dad noise at him, and Tonga Loa just shut right down. And it was the funniest thing in the world. And Tama Tonga's laughing at the guy, and Hikuleo is just kind of keeping his head down, hoping that Meng doesn't notice him. And Hikuleo's huge. I don't know what his WWE's name is. I really should. But he's a big boy, and I'm kind of like going, like, I was kind of surprised when I saw him live. It's like he is a big boy, and I'd say he's probably an inch shorter than Tom.
That's tall.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I gotta do this. Who I did see at an event there was the guy who let me cut the line to see the Golden Lovers. Which, shout out my boy James and his podcast, the Mark It Down Pod. Go check that out if you need more stuff to watch.
He is Tala Tonga in WWE.
Yeah, he definitely is the tallest Tonga.
Tala Tonga.
Such a
so then there's Tom Tonga. There's Tama Tonga.
So wait, Tom is now a Tonga?
Jeff Cobb.
So Tom is the tallest Tonga, and then there's Tala Tonga, and then there's Tonga Loa and Tama Tonga. I didn't know Tom was Tongan.
Yeah.
Interesting to learn that.
Tom is a member. Tom is the bloodline family tree. He's
Acknowledge
the
him.
tree.
Acknowledge Tom.
I forget. I think
Look
I
at
went
this.
to 9 events during WrestleMania weekend.
Breezy
Oh, look what you finally
It
got.
finally came. Yeah, it came today.
Fine. That means Veer should be coming any day now. If
You know what else I got? I got these two guys.
Nice.
Ooh.
Killer Cross.
That Killer Cross, those
Perfect.
tattoos
That
look
was
fantastic.
perfect timing. You did that on purpose?
The Killer Cross, actually, the thing I really like about the Killer Cross is you can
The
see
back.
right there.
Oh, wow. I
The
didn't even see
tattoos
the
are really,
Back
they're
tats.
really good.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, they got them on the
Good
front
one.
too.
Hey,
But
that might be a contender.
I actually
It's
really
got a
like the Josh
serious
Breezy.
shot.
The Josh Breezy I thought was pretty good too. I really
Yep.
like that one.
Do you think they planned for Killer Cross to come out at the same time as Scarlett's Crate, or do you think it just timed out that way?
100%.
Is that Scarlet good, or is it just? I think it's good.
It's
think
not
it's
bad.
okay.
I mean, it's got the molded. It doesn't have the molded face.
Yeah.
It's a printed face.
But it's not
But
awful.
There's something about it looks good.
Because a lot of times when they do the printed face, it just does not.
They
look
did
good.
something.
That one
They did
doesn't look
something
bad.
different with the way they printed. They didn't make the I think it's the eyes are different or
They might-
something.
Okay.
They did something a little bit different with.
They
the
must
way
watch our show and take our
About time.
criticism.
I have a direct line to Frank.
I mean, that's good. Frank's a good guy to have a direct line to.
Exactly.
Maybe I get Frank back on the pod one day.
But yeah, no, going back to Mania weekend really quick. I think I attended 9 events is what I counted, because I think I went to WrestleMania Access, then NXT Takeover Friday night. Saturday I went to WrestleCon, and then the G1 Supercard. Mania was on Sunday. There was the What Culture live show, Raw, and then SmackDown the following day.
Are people even into it still by the end, or is everybody just like
You get the crowds a little gas.
You can definitely feel, but like once the show starts, you're like, yeah, like it's just like a jolt. But then that show ends, and you're just like,
you also have the difference in the crowd also kind of works like this as well. Like you get a lot of it's, especially in New York, it's a lot of people coming in from Europe and stuff, and they're out of their minds.
Yeah. I met a lot of great people that weekend.
Yeah, and they will. The thing is that they usually leave before Raw or SmackDown or whatever, and so that's why it's like you'll get more locals. And you'll see the people who've been doing it all week, and they're like half dead, and it's like a bunch of people who are like drinks. That's the thing is that's why they got to do stuff to really kind of get the crowd going.
Beach ball that's why I'm just like, there's so much stuff that WWE is doing on their own. I'm like, you're gonna tire your crowd out. Like, take away all the indie stuff. They're like, oh yeah, don't forget you could go to Gronk's Beach Bash, and I'm like, fuck that, go to bed. You had another fucking day of Raw after that.
I think of SummerSlam when they were doing that at Barclays Center, and it was like they did SmackDown, NXT, SummerSlam, and then Raw, and it's like that was exhausting. And I'm literally just going down the street to Barclays Center for me, and I'm like, by night 3, which is SummerSlam, I'm like, dude, I don't want to go to Raw tomorrow, but I'm gonna do it.
And I'll say that's what I just kind of worry about. Can they maintain this 2-day Mania thing?
I think it's better at 1.
Yeah, I agree.
I think it's better at 1. I like the Hall of Fame the night before. There's just something to it,
I never watched the Hall of Fame.
But it's just
better. It sucks now. It's like I don't like the way they do it. I liked it when it was like on a stage and like it was in a ballroom on a stage, and now it's like
I think they do that now. I think it was last year. I thought was it not?
Like the ring is like a ring with no ropes, and it's like all.
I know they did that in the years past. Yeah, like right after SmackDown they filmed it. But again, it's
the year that Bret Hart got attacked.
Oh, I did not. JP, did you go to the G1 Supercard in 2019, or did you go to the Hall of Fame?
Come on, what do you think I did?
You went to the Hall of Fame in respect to Bret Hart. I remember that. So I remember for for that weekend of Mania, they sold a ticket where you could get Raw, SmackDown, and the Hall of Fame. You get like a ticket for all three events for like a discounted combo price, whatever.
and SummerSlam. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no. This was 2019 for Raw
Oh,
or
so
for WrestleMania.
for the 1 year they did a whole big package like
So
that
I wouldn't
for
be surprised they did that for
SummerSlam.
SummerSlam. But I remember, so
And
Margaret and
yeah,
I decided to go to the G1 Supercard. So I gave the Hall of Fame tickets to my sister Kathleen, and so she
mhm.
goes to Madison Square Garden, and all of a sudden I get a text. Bret Hart's been attacked. This isn't a joke. I'm starting to spread this news through my section. At the same time, Enzo and Cass hop the guardrail
Oh
at the
God,
G1.
that
People
went
are
over like a wet fart.
Margaret's using every four-letter book in the world. She's apologizing to a child who's sitting in front of her. She's like, I'm sorry. I just really hate that cocksucker.
Shout out to Margaret.
And the dad's like, it's okay. I hate him too.
Yeah, that one didn't go over well with anyone. I mean, like
Uh,
even the funniest part about it is they that was a Ring of Honor move,
yep.
and they kept it secret from the New Japan guys, so they
Yep.
didn't know what was going on. And yeah, that's why that didn't go anywhere because people didn't talk to people, and that yeah, let's surprise people, but you can't be surprising
Not
the
a good
guys
way.
in the ring.
I just remember they also had was it a triple threat match? It was Matt Taven and Jay Lethal. I feel like there was a third person for the Ring of Honor title in a ladder match. Oh, wait, it was Marty Scurll, wasn't it?
Yep.
Yeah. And so I remember they like made a ladder X. Like they put a ladder through a ladder. Somebody threw it out and wound up in the front row.
Yep.
I just remember like, and I was like, that's why I sit up here.
Tony, Tony Khan still has to cut him a check to this day.
Yeah.
Tony
It was
Khan.
just, it was
Tony
just
Khan
like,
didn't own Ring of Honor
hey,
then.
it was grandfathered in, part of the transfer.
Yeah, Tony Khan was yeah, he wasn't doing AEW, I don't think at that point. He had no, he had just gotten all of his guys. He had just poached raided New Japan, which is why Kenny Omega was not there.
Yep. It was
And the Young
Okada
Bucks weren't
versus
there.
Jay Lethal or Jay White in the main event.
Yep.
I
And
need to just find this indie show I went to because I went to for WrestleCon I went to was Pancakes and Pile Drivers by the Wrestling Revolver. And just I look at this and I'm like, holy cow, the names that were on this card that I got to see before they were like massive.
No, it's like
We
insane
saw
now.
Jeff Cobb. Let's see. This site is just being crazy. ACH, the Rascals, Moose, Eddie Kingston, Angelico and Jack Evans, Ricochet, Shane Strickland, Jake Manning, friend of the broadcast, Penta and Ray Phoenix, Brian Cage and Sammy Callahan. This like just the whole thing was wild.
Back when wrestling was amazing.
and so the thing is that there was a lot of shows like that. You want to see a crazy
The whole weekend is just like
yeah.
who's who.
I mean, I was at I think I want to say that after the show at the G1, I think I went straight from there to Jersey for the Blackcraft show,
Oh,
which was happening.
I went to bed after that.
Yeah, I went to a show at midnight because I'm a lunatic like that. and all those guys you just mentioned were in matches. And it's funny because it's like I they had some problems with seating where people from the previous show didn't leave,
Oh boy.
and they didn't have enough room for people. Yeah, so they started setting up seats on the entrance stage,
Oh
which is
yeah.
which is where they put me. And that's the show where I put my armpit on Hornswoggle's head
Oh boy. Front of the
on accident.
broadcast.
And I also had Frank the Clown on my feet and accidentally kicked him a bunch of times. Got spit on by Ray Phoenix, who came out and he's just doing like a spit spray thing.
Yep.
It was mouthwash, by the way. Yeah, and Mac Justice slit Doug Bradley, aka Pinhead's throat, and Doug Bradley bled all over me and my friend who was there. It was it was a pretty crazy show, and I enjoyed the hell out of it. But then what did I do the next day?
Went
Next
to
day,
WrestleMania.
no, I went and stood in. I went to Access.
Oh.
And then I went out to the Bullet Club block party, and then I went to WrestleMania.
Ah, fair.
I am an idiot like that.
I'll say this, that weekend was one of the greatest, most fun weekends. I've never been more tired at the end, but it was like a once in a lifetime thing because where I am in my life now, there's no way I could do that for 5 days. Not just like, let's go on no sleep, going hard for wrestling. Like financially, couldn't do that. Schedule wise, couldn't do that.
I have the question.
Responsibilities now.
More exhausting, WrestleMania week or the Jericho cruise?
Oh, that's tough. That's tough. That's a solid comparison, honestly.
Yeah.
Because there wasn't like travel. I mean,
right? And especially because you're on the one you went, the weather was bad, so y'all never docked anywhere. So it was just like
no, we never docked. So it was just go. I'd almost say the Jericho cruise because I had such a set schedule of like Mania stuff. Like it wasn't like necessarily all day things every day. Like Saturday, like Friday and Saturday were probably like the busiest days for me. Whereas like I had a lot of in between like
you
downtime.
like travel time and stuff too. Like on the cruise, you don't have like travel. It's like you walk.
It's like it's 7 a.m. Get up and meet Luchasaurus, baby. Let's go.
It was pancakes.
I also had this situation with a lot of my. I'm not gonna say just pretty much with like WrestleMania is you're doing all these things and doing access, doing all these other stuff. And I I remember there were days where all I had to eat or drink was Snickers that for some reason WWE is giving out at everything and 5-hour energies that they're giving out at everything. Yep. So I'm powered by 5-hour energy and Snickers. And then I get to the
like you do.
Yeah, and then I get to a venue and it's like there I'm like I'm dying because I haven't drank anything real. So I need some hydration. Okay, I'm going to go over to the vending thing and I'm going to get I'll just get some Powerade because that's hydrating. And you know what?
Electrolytes.
I need that, but I also want the collector cup, so I'm going to get a Coke or a Pepsi as well. Oh, and I should probably eat something. So you know what? I'm just going to get a hot dog because I don't trust half the other food here. So I'm running on Snickers, 5-hour energy, a Pepsi or Coke, Powerade, and Stadium Dogs. And now that's fine. But if you do that for 3 days in a row, I'm going to tell you, I have had hangovers that felt like heaven compared to that. Because like you just, that and you're doing all this walking, you're on concrete floors a lot.
Yep.
So your feet also start to hurt a bit too. So it's like my feet are just destroyed. My insides are mad because I've just been feeding it the wrong thing. And it's like, oh man. And at the end, you're just like, I'm exhausted. I'm just so exhausted. I hate everything.
I'm curious how many. I wish like I had an Apple Watch something tracking my steps at that time. I'm curious. Did I walk more steps during a day at Disney or during the biggest travel day, WrestleMania weekend?
Disney's got a lot of walking.
A lot of walking.
Dude, I don't even think like I don't think a travel day for me like it would be like going to Access, then going to whatever venue to see whatever show, then going to another venue for another show, and doing the arena find your seat thing. Yep. But you do that twice in a day, and that's its own thing. Plus you got the convention thing if you go to like a WrestleCon or something like that.
Yeah,
it's like that stuff adds up. And that like I when I was in Orlando for WrestleMania, I had bought brand new insoles before I got there. Yep. Day 2, I bought new insoles and replaced them because I just I'd worn through them. I also had terrible sunburn.
Yeah.
But Florida sun doesn't like me.
The long and short of it, folks, if you are going to WrestleMania, enjoy it. If you're going to all the stuff that surrounds WrestleMania, Access, the Hall of Fame, indie shows galore, support indie wrestling, stay hydrated, wear comfortable shoes, and don't look at your credit card statement. Right. Just the money doesn't count there. But Nick, I'm sorry, JP, go ahead.
I will say Access has the thing about Access that I always liked. I don't,
they have free autographs.
I never really got those. I would
do the free meet and greets or anything, but
I do that but the things I always liked was So they have the entrance ramp where you can come out to whoever's stuff. And the thing that always cracked me up is the first 5 times this happened, everyone reacts to whoever's music.
Yep.
So, you hear John Cena's music and people start booing. And then a little kid comes out, all of a sudden everyone changes their shit. And it's the same thing with like Roman Reigns music. So guys who were you'd hear I hear Roman Reigns music, and he was, so after the first few times, people would be quiet until they saw who was coming out. If it was someone over the age of like 15, they got booed. But if it was a kid, you cheer the
garbage
kid.
at him.
And the thing is, I loved that because you always feel bad. It's like there's a kid coming out. He's coming out to his favorite wrestler.
Boo
Earns. Yeah, Boo Earns. I was saying Boo Earns. But the thing is that it was funny the first time we had, but every day at Access that would happen.
Yeah.
And then the thing I really liked was they kind of got this little museum area where they have, the gear that guys would wear. Like they'll have one of Undertaker's motorcycles. Cool. They'll have, like, that's the stuff I like because there's no physical Hall of Fame, and that's
I think there should be one.
Yeah, that's the closest you're going to get, and I thought it was amazing. You see like Ric Flair's robe. They had some of the Dusty Rhodes stuff. They had like I just thought
like the statues of like that they've always unveiled.
Yeah,
you always see the warehouse and stuff. This stuff's just sitting in crates in a warehouse and stuff. Like you think that they would put it up in a building and they can monetize this. I mean, people would pay.
Yeah, with all the money grab stuff they're doing right now, how are they not having a physical Hall of Fame and charging?
Put it in Orlando. It'd be people go. I'm going to Disney on Tuesday, and then we're going to we're going to the Hall of Fame on Wednesday, and Universal.
Yeah. The question is, where would you?
It's got to be a tour. It's got to be like Vegas or Orlando. It's got to be like a tourist, like somewhere that.
I think we're missing the obvious choice of the most progressive city that deserves a Hall of Fame. That is Riyadh, Saudi Arabia.
Yeah,
I'll say this. I wouldn't, as jokingly as I say that is a top 5 destination of theirs if they're putting it there. Because isn't there WWE World there all the time?
I don't know.
You got to think too, though, that what would be the price of getting all this stuff in the warehouse over there? It would have to be like crazy to get all that stuff in the warehouse over to Saudi Arabia.
I mean, there's where it would make sense to have it, and then where they probably will have it.
I say Orlando or Vegas is just my head. The 2 places.
I mean,
I'll say this: if you've ever driven by, well, at least I haven't driven by the new headquarters. I've driven by where the original WWE headquarters were
the Titan Towers.
Yes, and it is in a dump of a neighborhood. Like you have this beautiful multi-layer billion-dollar corporation office, and just this broke-ass people all around it. And it's clear that they did that to get the cheap property. So could they pull that off in Stamford? Maybe there's room.
No, they aren't going to do it there. If they're going to do it in Stamford, they just do it in New York.
Yeah, I mean, but again, I think Stamford just because of where the warehouse is.
That's what I'm thinking.
Orlando
would make sense. They put it as part of the performance center.
Yeah,
that would make sense.
Yeah,
I could see Vegas would make less sense. But
it's a tourist attraction because that just looks like a tourist attraction to me.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know what connection WWE has to Vegas though.
WrestleMania Orlando, the greatest WrestleMania ever.
No, I mean there's New York makes sense because they ran MSG for a million years and it's considered their home. And Orlando makes sense because they got the performance center there. Riyadh makes sense because it's super progressive. But I can't think of anywhere else that would make sense to have it.
If they're going to do anything in New York, it should be the Shane McMahon Hall of Fame at Yankee Stadium. You should turn Yankee Stadium into the Shane McMahon Hall of Fame.
Not Yankee Stadium. No, just take Shea Stadium and turn it into Shane
Stadium.
Yeah, that would make more sense.
And again, there won't be any doors. You'll have to climb up to the top and then jump off the top into the stadium.
For a long time, if it's at Shane Stadium, Mets fans have already felt like that for years. Yeah. So,
and if you jump high enough, you'll hit a plane.
There's always that. There's always that.
But to get back on track here, Nick made a good debate earlier, and I want to know if anybody who's been to WrestleMania week and the Jericho Cruise, please let us know what you think is the more tiring of the two. Which makes you want to post on Facebook, you asleep in your seat, going, I need a vacation after my vacation. LOL. And then your mom likes it. But speaking of Chris Jericho Cruise, It
Ooh.
looks like it's going to be an AEW cruise this November, unless something drastically changes in the next 8 months.
So you know why Jericho picked AEW over WWE, right?
Because WWE just wanted to bring him in for a retirement run. That was it.
Dude,
It
like
was with
From
the
what I'm
cruise,
told.
right? He went to
Yeah.
NXT on the cruise, and they told him no. So
Well, he
went and
that
got.
was the original plan for the cruise, if I'm
Yeah.
not mistaken. The original cruise, he wanted NXT people, and they said no. So he's like, okay,
He got Ring of Honor. The first one had Ring of Honor
Yep.
on the cruise before.
yeah, he got them instead because WWE wouldn't do NXT people for him.
Yeah, the funny thing about that is, that Jericho, I kind of get the feeling that Jericho is going to take a retirement the same way Ric Flair has, and we're going to see Jericho, 70 years old,
Yeah,
still
for
doing
sure.
stuff. And,
It's going to be amazing.
and the thing is, he's been able to keep up with his gimmicks. I'm kind of curious as to what his new one's going to be. To
He's got that
where,
purple coat. He's the
well,
Rainmaker,
no, the
purple
Rainmaker's the top.
Rainmaker, the
No, it's
purple
the
Rainmaker.
Painmaker is when he wears a fedora and eye makeup and spiky jacket.
So he's the purple Pain Rainmaker,
He's
people eater,
no, he's not raining anything. Pain.
Grimace.
He's pain making pain. Or is which is I believe that's a couple of different languages. That's the word for bread. So
Oh,
he is a bread maker,
Ooh.
which
do love a
fun
good
stuff.
sourdough.
um, Speaking of sourdough, shout out to DDJ and his podcast is Shooting Shit Guys. They're awesome.
Right.
Do they make some
Also,
sourdough bread?
no, I just wanted to segue into DDJ because I'm throwing some random plugs in here left and right because why not?
Fair.
So there was some other excitement going on in the wrestling world. We got Tiger Mask 4 is retiring, but he's getting a title shot versus in July. He's getting a title shot for the junior heavyweight title, and he will be taking on Dookie or
Not Dookie.
yeah, yeah, or Doki if you feel like saying it that way.
No, it sounds
Um,
fun.
yeah, but that should be a fun one. It's kind of I mean, Tiger Mask is he's been going for a minute. I'm interested to see if they're gonna get who they're gonna probably get to replace him because that's just one of those masks that they pass down. I actually really like that they're up to number. The next one will be Tiger Mask
Which
5.
one was Rocky Romero?
That was Black Tiger Mask.
Black Pack, which is what Eddie Guerrero too, right?
Yeah, Eddie Guerrero was number
Okay.
2. Yeah, they just named the new Black Tiger Mask. It's oh crap, what's his name from CMLL? I would know this if I had my notes. Oh wait, I do. That's not it. That's not the notes. Um, let's see here. Where is that? It is it is Magnus from CMLL. He is new Black Tiger Mask. New Japan approved it, and he will be doing it in New Japan and in CMLL, which that's cool.
Fun.
I actually like the New Japan is doing the same thing that WWE is doing, except forcibly, where they're doing this youth movement. You've got the KO Bros, you got Yuya Uemura, Shoto, Red Shoes Boy, Umino, aka Shooter, and Callum Newman, the new IWGP champ, youngest one I think ever, which very cool, a very cool thing. They had a very good match too. It's New Japan's going to be fine. They've got a lot of young guys. They've reloaded, and Osprey showed up, and he's getting his uh, United Empire guys. It looks like the United Empire is going to work the Death Riders, which that should be fun. Um, I think it's great. We got Gabe Kidd attacked Suji after the match and tore off. And he was in disguise and he took off his hoodie and all that and was wearing an AEW shirt, which makes me think that we might be seeing a Forbidden Door show maybe coming up, which would be fun, or just maybe some more crossover, which is fun. I always like that when you get a little bit more than that. Takeshita has been working New Japan a bunch already, and I like that. Maybe some of the guys who in AEW who aren't being used currently. Maybe they work New Japan, and because New Japan, they need some help because
So does New Japan have any kind of like 90-day complete clause or anything like WWE?
no,
I'm surprised that some
neither
of these guys
does.
that left like Naito and stuff like nobody's popped up anywhere yet. I'm surprised that.
That's because those. So as far as I know Hiromu Takahashi is supposedly signed with him, and Evil has supposedly signed with NXT.
I've seen Evil.
I think most all of the original Los Ingobernables de Japón have signed there, and I think they're all going to show up at
After Mania.
After Mania, yeah,
That
which
makes
would
sense.
make sense. It'd be
That
the
would be
first time
cool.
in years. I'm excited about seeing Naito anywhere.
Yeah.
But I think that that we've got some fun stuff coming up. I mean, New Japan lost whole factions in this last
Yeah, it seems like
contract
a lot.
They
situation.
did.
And I mean, we've seen that before where, every January or maybe every I want to say every 2 years, maybe 3 years, New Japan builds up this new group of guys and then they end up leaving. I mean, heck, for a long time it is Bullet Club and Bullet Club's leader and the tag team that are his heavies. And they're all going to get signed with AEW.
Yeah.
and, and it's like, and that's
And
fine.
between Okada being leaving and then all this, and I mean Tanahashi retiring, and it's just like
They go.
it's like all the mainstays that you normally see on Wrestle Kingdom and all this stuff are just like
Well,
We're
I think
getting
we'll still
old,
see-
guys. It's what happens.
There is
not
that.
not even
it's-
Jushin Liger. Jushin Liger.
Not everyone can be Chris Jericho. Just going
Right.
on
Yeah.
forever and ever. Thanks for the cruise, Chris.
I
Appreciate
do
you.
think we're going to get more. We're going to see a lot of AEW guys show up at.
Yeah.
I think at the G1. I think at
I
Wrestle
feel like
Kingdom. we're
that's
definitely-
saving New Japan. I feel like if New Japan didn't have the AEW partnership, they would probably be more screwed than what they are.
I don't think so. I think that it always looks that way. Like I remember when AJ Styles and the Good Brothers and Shinsuke Nakamura all left for WWE at the same time, and I thought New Japan's screwed.
They
Bullet Club
find
has-
a way. They
Yeah,
find
it's
a
like
way.
Bullet Club has no leader, and they just lost the best wrestler on the planet. No way are they gonna. They're trying to replace him with Kenny Omega. Wow, that's never gonna work.
And guess what? It did. It did.
Yeah, and it's something that they're. I think it's the way that they build their guys in their dojos and train them that it works out real well.
Yep.
And
They live that shit over there in the dojo.
Yeah.
They live
It's
the
still real
dojo.
to them, damn it.
They train and cook and clean. It's like
Yeah.
okay.
I think it's a cool way to do it. And some of the guys who they get, you see them when they go elsewhere, they still are really good. Like Finn Balor is a New Japan dojo guy.
Yep.
You got David Finlay, you got Jay White. I mean, Jay White was a big deal. Like he there was that whole story that Finn Balor chose him to be in Bullet Club, that they did that whole story with him and Kenny Omega. That isn't weird. Like Jay White was
Yeah.
living in the young boy life, and if
Yep.
you watch older New Japan stuff, you'll see him, in the red jumpsuit, ringside, grabbing ice packs for
Yep,
people
love it.
and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean it's crazy when you see some of these guys that you're like, you go back and, I mean I remember when Naito was a young boy, and some of these other guys, it's super funny because you go back and you watch that and you see these guys and you're like, they have no idea what this guy's going to be like in a couple of years and how ridiculous he's going to get.
I always
think
thought
it's
it was
super
cool
cool.
too that when they were done with their training, that they would send them on excursions somewhere before they brought them back to the.
That it makes a difference because they send them someplace where the wrestling's completely different, and
Yeah.
usually if the guy is lucky, they'll go to Mexico and then they'll do some kind of North American style wrestling, and it's the best guys do that. I mean, look at Dom Mysterio. Dom Mysterio trained in Mexico. He trained with I think he trained with Volador Jr. and his dad. He also trained with various Hart family members. He also was training with Lance Storm, and Like he trained every different style for a couple years before he even got involved with WWE. That's why his first match he didn't look like crap. He didn't. He was a little green, and he was working Seth Rollins, but he looked good.
Yeah.
And that's you'll learn the different styles, and I think that's why sometimes you see wrestlers who are, and I'll use NXT for example. They get these guys who are they were a college sports athlete, and they come in and they train in the performance center, and they're five moves of doom types, and they don't it doesn't quite click as well for them, and they can't work everybody. Whereas you get the guys who've like who have worked the indies for a while or have worked in different countries and stuff, and you get a much better wrestler out of that. And like I think that was one of the things that back when Ring of Honor was insane, the prelude to AEW and all that was because these guys were all working the Clash, they were working New Japan, they were working PWG, where PWG had guys of every style.
Yep.
You'd have British guys doing British strong style. You would have Japanese guys doing Japanese, strong style. You'd have the lucha guys. You'd have, you'd have your technicians. You'd have your high flyers and your hardcore guys, even. Which I think, one guy who really kind of drove that point home and how it makes you a better wrestler is Swerve. Because Swerve, remember years ago, Swerve worked a cage of death match with Ricky Shane Page, and Swerve was not known for doing hardcore or deathmatch. He worked AAA. He worked the Indies. He was more of a high flyer type. He was on Lucha Underground, but he wasn't really known as a deathmatch guy. But he did an interview about it where he was talking about he hasn't work this style really, but if he wants to be the best wrestler in the world, he has to know how to be able to do everything.
Yep.
And that match was brutal as hell. Like that match was, Dave, don't watch it. It'll make you squeamish. Your sister could watch it. She'll
Fair.
probably watch it barefoot and be like, Dave, it's nothing. But he's like Swerve is probably my favorite guy who came up from the Indies, and the way he came up was he worked everything. He worked every kind of match you could possibly work. He has worked it. And that's why you can stick him in anything. And he works well. I mean, same thing with MJF, they worked all these different styles. They trained with all these different kind of guys. So they are able to have good matches with everyone. And that's something
why they're on the top. That's why they're top guys. Because cream rides to the top.
Yeah. That's one of the things it's a crazy thing to me that more wrestlers aren't doing that, and I'm wondering if WWE is going to start doing that with AAA. Have some of their guys do that. And speaking of AAA, allegedly, we're going to be starting to get AAA figs in the fall, starting with Mr. Iguana. That's pretty exciting. He should definitely have a toy, and maybe Psycho Clown will get one with his rip-offable face. So Dave will be happy to have that.
That'd be cool. Wouldn't hate it.
Yeah, the rip-offable face. Speaking of ripping off faces, shout out to Jared.
What a random pull. You know what? I think that tops it. We're not going to be able to top that line. So, ladies and gentlemen, because as we approach the hour mark here, we want to know, what are you excited about for WrestleMania? What is more tasking, going on the Jericho Cruise or attending WrestleMania weekend? Support independent wrestling. Let us know your plans for WrestleMania. Does this look like Tony D'Angelo?
It look like Tony Jones. That's for sure.
Doesn't look like Tony Jones.
This is twice the size of Tony Jones.
Also, I don't completely hate it. And, Tony Jones just fills me with blind rage.
Remember that guy Silent Rage from Tough Enough? Andy? There's a deep cut for you, everyone. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode of the broadcast. Oh, by the way, I do have to explain one thing before we go. Ladies and gentlemen, we want your money. We are not selling an Xbox brawler. In our post on April Fool's Day, nowhere does it say we are selling an Xbox brawler.
But I got it.
That one's signed. That one, we had an unsigned one. We
Yeah,
were
I
just
gave it
using
to,
it for
I got
tension.
Xbox to sign it after you send it to me. Wait,
How the hell did you get that? Wait, give me my
Dave,
collection. You know what? I have to go check my security system, everyone, because apparently I've been broken into.
I got it for $1, Dave. Don't you remember? It was actually 69 cents, so you could go see Jeff Hardy.
I have been hoodwinked and bamboozled,
We got
ladies
the
and gentlemen.
pictures. We got the pictures.
Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. Don't you dare. So, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for this episode of the broadcast. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. We always should say that earlier. Buy our merch, support our Patreon, and of course, don't forget that in 2 weeks I will be the newly minted King of the Nerds. So,
we'll
on behalf
see.
of
I'm
myself,
quirky first, so we'll see how it goes.
on behalf of myself, the future King of the Nerds, the founding father, Mr.
Quirky
Nick
first,
Carpenter,
the founding father.
and Tom's number one fan, JP. Don't forget to tell your mother you love her every day because, like Kevin Durant said, Mom, you're the real MVP. Good night, everyone, and God bless America.
You know whose mom doesn't love them? Tony Jones. You know why? Because he's Tony Jones, and no one loves him.